This video will look at principal residence disposition for a taxpayer who's deceased in the tax year and requires the 1255. Let's go to profile and look at how we make the entries. I have a coupled return here. You can select the T1255 for a person who wasn't married or living common law in the year, but it's very common for be married, so I'll just show this here. If I go to date of death, how do I enter date of death for a taxpayer who was married during the year and is deceased? I'm just going to say put in a date here. Okay, so profile's asking me to make sure this is the actual deceased person. Profile doesn't know whether this person's deceased or not, but they just want you to double check you have it on the right person. So I can just sign that off. And so all I've done now for a coupled return is put in a date of death. And if I go over to the spouse, it's changed. See, it's pulled up the date of death from the spouse's return, and it's indicated they're widowed. So if you have a coupled return where one person's deceased in the year, the only entry you have to make is the date of death. Now I've clicked over here for the principal residence. Yes. And I filled out the principal residence details. So this is the same as any coupled return. I fill out one principal residence detail. But if I go to the bottom of this section, it says designate legal representative. So this is where I indicate that I want a 1255 for this person. And it's, if I look up at the top here, it's the really person that is deceased. So I click beside the deceased person and answer yes. Once I've done that, I can go up to the hyperlink and select the form T1255 hyperlink. And once I've done that, look here, there's no tax year, but let's just wait here. What I can do is put in number of years. Let's just say it was 10. So just some very simple entries to make this exempt for all the years owned. So that's the completion of the form. Now if I go back up to the year, it's been completed. So you should never have to enter a year here under tax year. In fact, if you do, it'll cause an error or it'll be an override. Either way, just fill out the form and then you go back up and make sure that the tax year is completed. So this is the T1255, designation of a property as a principal residence by the legal representative. And just complete it as necessary. I made simple entries, but you just have to make the entries based on what's happening in the real situation between this couple. If I go back now, go over to the spouse, and again, I don't complete the principal residence details, but if I go to S3, I check the box, and it's number one, it was designated as a principal residence for all the years owned. And then I completed the T2091. So this is an example of how I would complete a return where I needed a T1255 for one spouse and a T2091 for the other spouse. I hope you found this video useful. If you want more profile support options, you can go to our profile website. It's profile.intuit.ca, and there's a support menu item there on that website, and it gives you more options for profile support.